We are in line 5. You have fed them with the bread of tears and given them tears to drink in great measure. You have made us a strife to our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves. And so now, remember, in 4, he asked God that question, O Lord God of hosts, how long will you be angry against the prayer of your people? So he wasn't even answering the prayers of the people. And then it says, you have fed them with the bread of tears. Now this is neat. This is something, because, thank you, Holy Spirit, because remember, he gave them that bread from heaven, that manna that they rejected pretty much. And so now he says, now he's feeding them. You want to be fed? This is what God is going to feed you. You have fed them with the bread of tears and given them tears to drink. So he gave them not the water from the rock, not the manna from heaven, but he gave them tears, and he gave them more tears. So they drinking and eating tears. And so that sends us to Isaiah 30:20. See, I mean, it's good. Appreciate what God is doing, because God doesn't have to do anything for us. He really doesn't. He doesn't have to do anything for us. And we murmur and complain about the things that he does give us. Okay, Isaiah 30:20. And though the Lord gives you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, so the bread of adversity and the water of oppression, yet your teachers will not be moved into a corner anymore, but your eyes shall see your teachers. And so where it says, and though the Lord gives you the bread of adversity, that sends us to 1 Kings 22:27. 22:27. That says, and say, thus says the king, put this fellow in prison and feed him with the bread of affliction and water of affliction until I come in peace. And so basically that's just a corroboration of that to show about the bread of affliction. Okay, going back to Psalm 80 in line 6, it says, you have made us a strife to our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves. And so basically, remember, we talked about this before. We always say, what the enemy is doing, and sometimes that's God. So he's saying that you have made us a strife to our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves. And so the enemies are what? Are laughing, because it's like to say, oh, you did all that trusting in God. God said he was going to do all these things for you. And then now he's not, your God is not showing up. Your God is not doing anything for you or anything. Nah. Okay. And so that's how he was feeling. Rejected by God. Let's move into line 7. Restore us, O God of hosts, cause your face to shine, and we will be saved. And we just read about that in number 6, about the face to shine. So restore us, O God. Restore us, O God of hosts. That's of all the heavens. Cause your face to shine. Now asking God's face to shine. And so when God's face shine, then we shall be saved. The glory of God. The glory of God is so powerful. Jesus. And so, and this is what he's asking for. Because when God's glory is shown, everybody else got to move out of the way. Because remember that God's face was so bright. Moses had to turn away, because why? It was blinding him. And it's the same way. So if God's face shines, the enemies or anything, they can't laugh or look or anything, because God is that bright. Line 8. You have brought a vine out of Egypt. You have cast out the nations and planted it. You prepared room for it and caused it to take deep root. And it filled the land. The hills were covered with its shadow, and the mighty cedars with its boughs or boughs. She sent out her boughs to the sea, and her branches to the river. And so we're going to pause here, and then we'll pick it back up in line 8 and start elaborating on it.